Hello, bright souls. Thank you again for joining me. In this video, I'm going to be doing a blood sugar control test. So basically, I'm going to be testing my blood sugar before I have my lunch. Then I'm going to be testing it after I have my lunch a couple of times. And I'm doing this to see the effects of my lunch on my blood sugar. And I have not taken any of my diabetes medicine yet today, so and I won't until after I'm done with this little study. So let's see. So before I started before I ate lunch, basically, the blood sugar was 126 on the left side and 118 on the right side. Then after lunch, about an hour after I was done eating, I took the reading again, and it was 180 in the left and 172 in the right. Now this represents a 54-point spike, and we call it a spike because in a person that does not have diabetes, they would not, their blood sugar wouldn't get this high. So it just happened to be 54 points both in the left and the right. So in a non-diabetic, I mean, every person who eats, their blood sugar is going to rise. That's the way the body works. But it shouldn't rise, 50, 60 plus points, and it should come down relatively quickly. So it's sort of like, here's your blood sugar, and then you eat, and there's a little bit of a blip, and then it goes back down to normal, like that. It shouldn't be here and then a spike and then up, or a spike sustained for a while and then eventually it comes down. But in a diabetic, that's what happens. Is it because we don't have good blood sugar control, what we eat extremely elevates the blood sugar and then takes a while to come back down. So then about 2 hours after I had eaten my lunch, I took the reading again, and this time it was 182 in the left and 176 in the right. So it was still climbing 2 hours later. Not by much, about 56 points total in the left and about 58 points total in the right, which is, and this is interesting. So an hour after I ate, it was 180 in the left. 2 hours after I ate, it should start to come down, but instead it was still climbing. It was still holding at 182. And in the right, I think I said left, that was the left reading. And in the right, an hour after I ate, 172, and 2 hours after I ate, 176. So it's still climbing and holding up at those high numbers. And it shouldn't still be that high. If you have good blood sugar control, it wouldn't still be that high 2 hours later. But as 3 hours and 4 hours roll around, it'll start to come down. And this is the problem, and this is why the blood sugar over time continues to rise higher and higher, because 3 hours after you eat, 4 hours after you eat, you're probably going to eat again, right? So the starting point then is higher each time you eat. Maybe even by just, a few points, but still, gradually, after meal, after meal, after meal, day after day, your starting point is always a little bit higher. And so what did I eat? Well, I think by most people's standards, you would agree that what I ate was pretty pretty healthy. It wasn't junk food. It wasn't anything really bad. So I went out to lunch with some girlfriends, and I ended up. We went to Crispers. For those of you who know what that is, it's similar to like a Panera Bread restaurant, and I had a sandwich and some soup. So it was a cup of soup, and it was the vegetarian veggie soup. So it had corn, potato, celery, tomatoes, onion, probably some other things too, but that's all I can remember. And so it was cooked, and it's a soup, and it was about a cup of that. And then I had their bistro veggie wrap, which is a 6-inch wrap. Now this does have obviously the wrap, but it's made from red pepper and garlic. Pretty healthy wrap, I think you'd agree. And the ingredients, other than the wrap, which is a processed food, everything else was raw and veggies. So portobello mushrooms, red pepper, red onion, cucumber, avocado, basil, lettuce, and tomato. So pretty healthy lunch. So now it's been about just a little bit over 4 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and test the blood sugar again and share those readings with you. What I ate since my lunch, I ate 2 plums, and I did go ahead and take my diabetes meds after I did the 2-hour reading, because it's dangerous to keep your blood sugar elevated like that, and I do need to be on my medicine and take my meds. So this reading, keep in mind, it's 4 hours later, and I had 2 plums about an hour ago, so I had a little snack. I was actually craving sugar. I wanted something sweet because I hadn't eaten enough fruit. I didn't have fruit for lunch, which I normally do. So I was really craving something sweet. So I decided to go for something healthy, my 2 plums. So, just keep that in mind. And here is the last blood sugar reading. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this vid. If you did, please like it. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. And until next time, bye.